How do you? I'm Basil Harrington, and this is the Basil Harrington Show. Nice to have you aboard.
It is my pleasure to be here, Basil, on this special occasion. I am focused on task tonight and bringing an important message from our vantage point in the V resistance.
We are on pins and needles cupcake. What say you?
First, the answer to 1984 is 1776. That's right, just breathe that in. The answer to 1984 is 1776. This is the main important message from our brave guy at the top. Today, we wish to broadcast out these messages for the victory resistance movement.
Right.
And the second important message, and as Mr. Jones says so eloquently, victory for humanity, victory for liberty, victory for the truth. V for victory.
Hear, hear. V for victory. Now, Kalyani, please introduce yourself and tell us just a bit about Cha.
Howdy. I am Kalyani Kapoor, and I hail from that most ancient civilization, India. Though I consider myself a world citizen. And I work for the global organization to root out stuff. Yo!
Well, namaste, Kalyani, and thank you kindly for popping by and sharing your no doubt amazing story.
Namaste, Basil G.
What is it like, the day-by-day grind of working behind enemy lines?
Well, the information wars are definitely not for sissies. We absorb the fear and loathing, battle against rampant ignorance, and still, our concerns grow exponentially. Yet, every day we work, and we prepare for the big gearing up. For the toughest skirmishes that are sure to come. We strive to save the planet from the spectre of those bastardo ruling elites. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, girl. So, what do you hear from Mr. Jones? Over.
If there is one thing I have heard him say repeatedly, and with conviction, is that quote, it is unlimited what you can do if you just take action. You see, we are the global movement of liberty against tyranny. Come together now, and let us explode this information everywhere.
That is the spirit. Come together now. But I must diverge from the current trajectory of our little tete-a-tete to point out that few other pundits, let alone charismatic talk show hosts, other than yours truly, have taken pains to demonstrate the scope and dimension of the global awakening that takes place, even now. While at the same time, the consensus reality makers have the hapless sheeples marching to the beats of bad drummers, nay.
That is certainly so. We have learned that those leading the New World Order would train us like subhuman laboratory subjects, preparing us inexorably for a modern-day Stasi society, where our precious civil liberties become as nothing in the wind, and we are imprisoned within the invisible walls of the panopticon. Our ability to think critically is bottled up or crushed out of us. Our efforts at transforming society eliminated. That is why resistance is so necessary, and our V for victory force is so desperately needed in this critical juncture in human history.
You got that right, and thank you, dear Kalyani, for your well-chosen words and insight, yo. You are indeed a fragrant flower on the stem of humanity.
Yes, Basil and kind are your words, but seriously, we have our marching orders from our leaders at the top, and they are as follows.
Do go on.
Yes. Each of us is to go, without hesitation or doubt, to our online PCs everywhere, Mac OK2, and search the internets with the words. You are resistance. Again. You are resistance. Search on those words, on Change Our World, yo!
Clearly something we all can all do, and pronto, nah? Do you have any other instructive, my dear?
Indeed. Also search on V for Victory, and Occupation of America. Again. Search on V for Victory, and Occupation of America. They're done. Whoever spoke about the power of words had no idea something this powerful could come from the use of mere words, surely. And I say, search on Macbeth.
Arousingly good. Well, golly, we all know what that means. It is time for a message from the good people at Soggy Suds. Ah, is that enormous wonderful, oh what? the delicious taste you can count on when you are parched, as I just was. And if you just wanna put on that delightful beer uplift, when you have the moolah, you can amble right on down and purchase, by the 6-pack, this delicious brewed ambrosia, all bottled, cold, and ready at the dealers of mellow dreams everywhere. Yo. Welcome back to the Basil Harrington Show, with your humble host, Basil Harrington. I'm here with my special guest, Kalyani Kapoor, activist, writer, and spokesvoice for the international organization to root out stuff. What else can we do?
The final thing that all must do is go to InfoWars ASAP and download the stunningly effective looking V posters. You have a wide variety to choose from according to your own tastes and general proclivities, but now I digress. Download your favorite V posters. Print them by the dozen and hang them everywhere in solidarity of our heroic global movement for, liberty.
Yes, we too have acquired these free of charge and most attractive V posters from InfoWars, and having printed them by the dozens as you suggest, we have hung them strategically about and given them to our dear friends to do same over. Oh, and I might add, I now see where there are others coming up with their own creative V posters and making them available throughout the realm, yo.
So, Basil, what say you to hooking me up in a meeting with Mrs. Bookbinder? She seems fascinating and possibly in need of support.
Great Scott, my dear Kalyani, it would be an honor and a pleasure to hook you ladies up, yo.
Well, many thanks, I reckon, my dearest Basil.
So, we now are at the end of our time together, my dear, but perhaps you can enlighten us one more time on this V for Victory thing?
We can see that the planet and her governing structures are tilting and careening dangerously off course, and the potential for misplaced power in the hands of the military, petrol, pharmaceutical frank-and-food, contrail, Blinken prison industrial complex is becoming a reality. The antidote is V for Victory. Yes, V for Victory.
Well, Kalyani Kapoor, our time is coming to an unfortunate close. Thank you for your visit to the Basil Harrington Show. We do hope to have you back on soon to give us an update from your unique vantage point in the valorous V for Victory global movement. And remember friends, you heard it right here on the Basil Harrington Show. Yes sir indeed, yo oh yes. V for Victory. Good night. Us, the resistance. Remember, resistance is certainly not futile, yo.
Good night.